What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Jesus Coin yet again. It's doing nothing, right? We're in the same place that it's been. These are what they call indecision candles, right? And it's obviously it moves up, it moves down, it moves up, it moves down. There could be some accumulation going on here. It does look like volume is rising. We're holding this 123, man. I really love to see it. I really, really do. As of now, and I like that we're holding the 52 on the RSI. I like that as well. Let's see, 1 day. Oh, that is not what I wanted to do. 1 day here, right? Because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 days. Last time we saw, I guess we closed below it on this day, so that doesn't count. 8 days. So the most amount of days that we have closed consecutively above this blue line since we've broken below it and been troubled by it ever since was this time over here, which was 8 days. If we can close today above it, we will have tied this and then be going for a new record since we've broken below the line of 9 days, 10 days, which I think would also just be a testament to the strength of what we're about to see, to the idea that not only are we just hugging this area being boring, but that we are going to break out soon and continue to go higher. And I do think that we're going to see that. I like the posturing of the RSI. I don't have a problem with it. It's being boring, but so is the price. So of course, it's a relatively neutral RSI with a bullish posture. The weekly, as it stands, looks pretty bullish itself. Getting above the 50 is nice. I hope we stay above the 50. That'd be a good goal. I'd like to see this week continue to grow. I'd like to see this breakout happen sooner than later, but who knows, man? We could consolidate for a little bit. We don't have to break out this week, but I would assume, based on what we've got here going on the daily, we've been here for a little bit of time already. We might get this move any day now, and I say might, likely we will get this move any day now. When I say this move, I'm talking about a move that would take us from this high to this low. It would take us likely at least to 6 zeros, 1, 2, 6, 8. Higher prices than we've seen in over a week's time, 6 zeros, 1, 6, or even potentially to the land of the 6 zeros, 2s to 6 zeros, 3s up in this area. This could be, and inevitably we are going to move up there, right? We're in that move now, but the more immediate targets are 6 zeros, 1, 2, 7 to 6 zeros, 1, 6, 1, right? That's the kind of area that we're looking for. And absolutely we could just tear right up. We might ignore these areas entirely and go to the land of the 6 zeros, 2s, 6 zeros, 3s, an area that we have all but forgotten since March of this year. So hopefully, and I mean the 3s, that's since January of this year. It's been a long time. So hopefully we can reclaim these targets sooner than later. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've been patient. I've been waiting, right? We've been weighed, we've been measured, and we've been found wanting, man. And I'm wanting this thing to go up. That's what I'm wanting. It's just a matter of time, a little bit more patience. It's funny, right? Like throughout all this, to me, just didn't seem like a big deal. I had no doubts, no questions at all. But this time, moving sideways, they're not kidding. When I say they, I mean anybody who has wisdom in the markets, who's been trading, who's been investing. It's not the down times that discourage people. It's the sideways times that discourage people, right? Like that's when it's discouraging. Because if you sold at the top here, you love seeing it go down, right? So then you're like, oh, I can buy some here. Oh, it went down, I'll buy some more. But now that it's moving sideways, you're like, I thought it was going to go up already. Oh, it's not going lower, I'm not going to buy. Oh, I thought it was going to go up already. It's not going lower, I'm not going to. Like you're in these. I don't know. I don't know why it sucks so much, but like sideways times, boring times, literally are the worst. And again, back to the idea, I was like, so what? Everything's fine with Jesus Coin, but not that I think things aren't fine now. I think Jesus Coin's gonna be fine. Absolutely, I do. It's just this point in time is way harder and it's less significant than this point in time is, and that's the main point I'm trying to address. And I know I'm not the only person that feels that way, but patience, my friends, patience. It's a virtue. That's what they say, right? It's a virtue. So let's be virtuous. I do think we're about to move up. I do think we're about to break out. The 4 hour is not going to help us. It looks more bullish than it looks bearish, but it's not going to help us. Look at these moves, man. We're accumulating. We're moving sideways, and then someone's buying it up, man. Someone's buying it up. The well's going to run dry soon, man, and we're going to have to go to those next areas of moving. You know, I want to put on an indicator I don't normally use. A little bit of a different look. Let's see. Is it this one? Yes. Yes, yes, right here. Fixed volume range. We will go all the way out here from our high. Maybe from like actually the beginning. Let's go. Let's do this from like this area to this area here. Boom. Bada boom, boom, boom. Maybe I want to take this. Let's just see. Same, very similar. Okay. So we might find some turbulence at this previous high area. We might, but we've kind of already found our turbulence. Perhaps we are getting ready to move higher. I mean, this is where our relatively highest areas of volume were. That's what this is saying, right? In like this whole price area here. That's what this is. It kind of measures volume, right? It takes all of this price range from this low point here to this high point, and then it tells you where the most volume was. And right here, this tells you where the most volume was in one given candle. This tells you where the most volume was in a given area of price, right? Like a specific. This is the vertical line of volume. This is your horizontal line of volume. And I mean, obviously, they're laid down that way. At least to my knowledge, that's kind of how it works, right? The blue is buying, the yellow is selling, right? So you had your most people selling here at this line, right? So far, they're not regretting it, right? It's still lower than where they sold, but a lot of people sold here. Is I'm pretty sure how you would look at this, right? I'm not as familiar with this indicator, but I'm fairly positive that's what it is. From that kind of metric alone, most people sold at a 77 or a 70+% deficit from its relative high. As we move up, when we break above this line, I think that could be good things. We did that here. We got rejected. It is pretty common to reject in these areas here where like the volume kind of has these valleys, right? But then once you break through it, you would move ideally to your next valley or your next peak, which this peak here is the land of the 6 zeros 2s, which lines up so with what we were expecting, lines up with previous areas of resistance as well. That this area here specifically, right, from a low there to a high of this area is where we found resistance time and time and time again, and even around here. And this is where we saw the most volume other than around here. And a lot of this volume too, it probably came from after the high, but some of it also came from before the high. It absolutely did. I wonder if we take it back further. Yeah, you know, that volume, it only goes lower, actually, right? Anyways, guys, I'm getting all caught up in here. I think we're about to move up, and I do think this area here between 6 zeros 2 to 6 zeros, let's just say 2 3 2 4, it's probably going to be our next area that we head to, and it's any day now. This really on the 4 hour, let's look at it on the 1 hour even. Right, when you're boring like this, you're just moving sideways, but then you're getting these little pops of substantial volume, and it's not like crazy volume, but definitely significant volume. The insignificant volume is happening when price is being insignificant, and then you get someone who just buys a lot, and we're slowly moving higher. Like that's actually a really good look in itself. And when the well dries up, we will get a very, very, very nice pop. But time is a wasting. We're waiting, and I got nothing else to say, man. I'm just still talking. So hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. Any day now. That's all I got to say. Bye-bye.